Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Demara, and you have landed on AstroCast. This is your weekly forecast from September 1st through the 8th. Okay, so if you watched last week, I talked a little bit about the theme being love and money. And normally it's an essence or a theme or a thought, right? Um, this week, I'm reverting back to a theme or a thought or an essence. And the thought process for this upcoming week is disorientation, like confusion, um, things not quite matching up just yet, which is weird because our week starts off with a brand new moon in Virgo. And new moon in Virgo is, and I'll do a whole report on it, but new moon in Virgo is all about getting your things in order, right? Like Virgo is all about order. Virgo wants everything to be aligned in its nice little place, right? So we have this whole energy that kicks off the week is uh, order. And yet, everything following the new moon, every single thing following the new moon is the opposite. So, what that means is where we want to focus is grounding. Okay. Because if the energy is like distorting things or disorienting us, we want to find grounding practices. So use the new moon on the very first day of the week and even days before today, now, to ground yourself. So find some grounding practices, okay, whatever they are to you. It's really important because everything else is going to feel like it's swirling a little bit. And again, remember, this is also a generalized report. You may be in your natal chart may be in complete alignment, and you may be like, are you kidding me? I'm so clear. I know exactly what I'm doing. Great. Okay, so just take all of this with a grain of salt, if you would. So at the beginning of the week, Mars is going to square Neptune. Okay, now remember I talked last week about when planets trine, that means they're creating this positive aspect, but a square is slightly tense. And Mars is the initiator. Mars wants things to be completed. Mars wants to push us forward, and Neptune is all la la land. And Neptune is all about illusion and fantasy and dreaming really big and not really prioritizing order. Okay, so when those two square one another, it creates the confusion that we feel. Mars is also going to quincunx Pluto. And so Pluto, again, is this energy. And remember, Pluto is now in Capricorn. So Pluto is all about where we use our power, how we use our power, transformation, right? And so when Mars quincunx it, it really is even more confusion. Okay, it's with Pluto retrograde and back in Capricorn, and Mars is squaring Neptune. It's a weird energy. It's just weird. I don't know another word for it. That's about all I can say. And then after that, Mercury will square Uranus. Now, when Mercury squares Uranus, Mercury is lower mind, Uranus is higher mind. And again, they're squaring one another. So there's this opposition. There's this, not opposition, there's this tension. There's a tension created when the lower mind meets the higher mind. So it would look something like this, right? Like, maybe you have a certain plan, you have a way something's going to work out. Uranus is going to come in, it's going to knock it down. Some unexpected thing could show up, and you're like, where in the world did this come out of left field? I don't understand. Or you could have a beautiful, amazing thought that comes through as a spark of an idea, but there's absolutely no way in your rational mind that you can formulate in the how to make that show up. Okay, so when those two square one another, that's the type of energy that we're talking about. Okay, so it's just, again, weird. Maybe that should be the theme, weird, but it's more than that. It's disorienting, confusion, like distraction, kind of like there's like a buzz around your thoughts. On Sundays, the sun will oppose Saturn. Now, when the sun opposes Saturn, think of it this way. Saturn is all about restrictions and responsibility and getting things done and wanting to make sure all of your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and the sun's going to oppose that, right? So this is putting a highlight on your responsibilities, what you need to get done, what you maybe didn't do and you have to go back and do it, right? So there's this idea of responsibility that comes toward the end of the month or end of the week. So it's amazing, right? The whole week, it's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. Should I do this? Should I do that? I'm not sure. It's a little like buzzy toward the end of the week. Sun is going to oppose Saturn, and it's going to shine a light on really what needs to happen. So my invitation to you is to ground. So whatever your practices are that are grounding to you, maybe you need to get in nature, maybe you need to weight lift, you need to surf, you need to be somewhere that's not in front of this box, right? Or this little phone you have, be somewhere where you can ground. And then I would also just limit the ways you distract yourself naturally, right? Like maybe this isn't the week to zone out in front of Netflix. I love zoning out in front of Netflix, but maybe this isn't the week to do that. Maybe this is the week to like amplify your meditation practice or something. I don't know. Whatever works for you, right? Anyways, I hope that helps. And feel free to reach out to me if you want your chart read. You can find me at danademara.com. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.